All right.
You got it, Crips?
Welcome to
I have to link the pod too, don't I?
I got it.
Podcast. It's another week. We have a rare occurrence here with everybody on.
We have
everyone on deck.
We have all 5 people plus Corey's mechanical keyboard.
I think this is the first time we've had all 5 of us come beginning of showtime since the first time we did this.
Yes.
I don't even know. I don't think we had everybody on the first time we did this.
I think we did when we had a practice one and it went horribly.
Oh yeah, that's right. That terrible one. There was just us rambling about random crap for like 3 hours before we knew what we were doing.
But so
that implies that we know what we're doing now.
that was good to say, yeah. Of course, we got on the docket tonight, we got top 10 rankings. And then we also have going to get into a little bit of M19 talk because, as you know, EA put out some info this week.
Deets.
This is the earliest they've put out info in years. So
yeah,
blame the game coming out early.
Yeah, get a little into that, and also, a little NBA talk. Just talking about some things going on. Of course, the Cavs advancing.
We have to wait long enough for the Warriors to beat the crap out of the Rockets, and then we can talk about it.
But so let's get into it, fellas.
Yeah.
Number 1, I think, was a consensus.
It's Pook.
It's Pook.
Yeah. He's undefeated. He's beaten Wombo, beat Crips, made him concede, and then he beats Buffalo. Someone has something going on.
I believe that would be Corey.
I muted it.
But he's got 3 big wins over Wombo, Jacksonville, which is Crips, Splooge, who is now in retirement apparently. So he hasn't done anything to not be number 1. We had him at number 1 in preseason, I believe.
Yeah, I believe we do. He's
he's done great things in the regular season. It's for at this point, I think for all of us, it's like, what can he do once he gets there? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not about
he's great at sending pig pictures too. So
wait, dick pics?
No.
Pig pictures greater than draft picks, greater than Super Bowls. Am I right?
Agreed. Pig pics are number 1 above everything. So,
but yeah. So I mean, with Poop, that's just, I think, where we're all at. Just
yeah.
What can he do in the postseason as opposed to the regular season? He hasn't had success since we switched to All Pro. So.
Right. And then so I mean, like I said, we don't really need to go over that much. I mean, we all know why he's number 1. I mean, he's hasn't done anything to not be number 1. So, number 2, we got Roger coming in. I think he was he number 2 to start the year or start the year too?
I don't believe so.
I think it might have been Lights.
He was top 4. I know that.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, another guy, 7-0. He's beaten Lights twice. I mean, obviously, he doesn't have a key loss because he's undefeated. So, being 7-0, beating Lights a couple times, won the Super Bowl. I mean, for me, number 2 is where I have him.
I believe I put him at either 2 or 3.
You had
preseason rankings. Roger was number 7.
Oh God! So he's climbed up. All right. Crips had him at 2. Corey and LJ had him at 3. All the rest of us had him at 2.
Yeah. My thing with Roger, I think I'm kind of in the same boat as Corey. Where honestly, I do respect the fact he did beat the reigning Super Bowl champ twice, but there's also the part of that where he has Moffitt back there, and Moffitt hasn't done much of
anything.
But the rest of that team is still an elite level team. So I mean, him having that, him having those wins. Like I said, They're solid, but not as good as they can be due to circumstances, especially
Yeah.
considering Rodgers' quarterback isn't really that impressive either.
Right.
So,
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to gauge how successful those two teams have been since, agreed. Rodgers' best win is against his division rival, who, yes, he won the Super Bowl, but he, for better or worse, decided to bench his best player.
Yeah.
For unknown
Best
reasons.
players, I was going to say, arguably one of the best players across the
So,
season.
side note, just a side note real quick, speaking of how good that quarterback is, did anybody see that quarterback like I drafted in Oasis last night?
Oh,
He's an 87 overall, the best quarterback. He's like arguably the top 8 quarterback in the league already, and he just got drafted. He's an 87 overall superstar trait.
I did not see
He
because
had like
I
91,
missed the
88,
draft.
88 or something like that.
I'll DM you a pick. That just was on my mind. My mind was blown. Number 3, we have Jets, who's coming into the league, and it's pretty much taking it by storm, almost, especially his division. He's beaten Levi, Splooge, and I believe third big win was, if my computer would work here. Doesn't want to drag over. There we go. And then the Giants, so Arthur.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I don't know much about him,
Me
so
either. I haven't played him.
I mean, he beat Owen, Splooge, Bobby.
And even though it's not on the key wins list, he did beat Josh, who's a really good user.
Yeah, and his game with the Giants, that was week 3, and Giants had won his first 2 weeks a combined 120-41.
Woo.
So Giants was looking really good at that point in time, and he got beat 38-8.
Gotcha.
So,
you get a shower ready for me.
So, which I had him at 4. And our boy Emmons, who we'll talk about later, I had him at 2. Like LJ said, the quarterback situation in the NFC West powerhouse camps is
Interesting.
yes.
I'll give you 2 seconds.
to say the least.
Yeah, for sure.
It's something. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Krebs, I texted you that picture that
Well,
QB. Yeah. I mean, being 7-0, I mean, you come into a league with that. I mean, I don't really know how well that Jets team is put together. That was one of my things. So, and he comes in there and he's playing really well with them. He had a close game against Josh. I don't know what his other games were looking like. I don't know. Did he beat Levi up pretty good?
Started
I think he
117.
skated by on that
So
one, too.
we won by 2 divisions. Who's another good user? So, he's made some impressive. He's had some impressive wins. I mean, he's 7-0. Still got some things to prove, obviously, but.
that was my response to that. Was everyone can see an 87 overall draft pick? Hey, we got a dog sighting. Sorry, but
So I mean, that's pretty much all I got on Jets. I mean, like I haven't really even watched any of his games. I haven't played him, so I don't know much about him.
Yeah.
But he's 7-0 in a really deep talent league, so it's impressive enough for me.
Yeah, he'll have a lot to prove on the back half. He's got Grid twice. He's got Bobby again if Bobby plays. I play him.
Really,
Let's see who else.
I think LJ plays him too.
That
No,
division
no.
in general, like,
Okay.
we're gonna get our guy that's leading the way right now, but like they've got 2 teams that are 7-0, basically knocking it down to just one wild card spot. Granted, we're only halfway through, but like only one wild card spot, and then there's me, Snippy, Bobby if he comes back. Like just for that one spot,
yeah, it'll be
Did we leave injuries on again?
and then Levi still too.
no. They shouldn't have been. Corey turned him off. Why?
Matthew said, wait, injuries are on in a 4th one.
Pook is being sly. Injuries do not need to be reset.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm just double checking.
Pook's probably trying to get Godspeed
Poop being
back.
poop.
So on to number 4 is me. So I won't really comment much on this. I'll let you guys go ahead and talk about myself.
Oh, just you wait till we get to me. But anyways, I mean at 4, like I had you at 3. So
Oh.
like these guys
Humble
are
love.
are just pushing you down, and I don't know why.
Yeah, Corey had me the highest at 2, and then I myself pushed myself down, LJ, and then Crips just has me like Crips just doesn't love me.
Wait, I thought I had you at like 6.
You do.
Yeah, I just don't love it. I guess I just don't love you. Maybe it's just because we went through our big breakup already.
It's all right. It's all right.
Well, my thing.
I hate you too.
My thing with that is like I've always said, you give a good user a better team, and we see what happens. So,
I mean, like schedule-wise, okay, so you lost to Corey, but that's not like a knock on you. You beat the Bears pretty handedly, who has 1 loss on the season, and you beat Snippy. He's 3-4 right now, but it's like that's as a user and like he has a pedigree, I guess, about him. That he's actually, really good. And the fact that you're still able to beat him, it should.
Yeah, sorry, didn't cough straight into the mic. My opinion on Emmons' schedule, kind of versus everyone else's, is there's not really like a low quality opponent on his schedule at this point in time, outside of the Rams team, which might have been AP. If I can't remember if Khan played that one or if he was still on the Rams then.
It was the fourth one.
So I mean, Dicey we know is a good user. He's in a rough team situation, but 37-0 is still quite the clubbing. Our game was a shootout where Emmons climbed out of a 24-point deficit. Bears' only loss is Emmons, and Bears' tie is to Dicey. So his record is actually really good in my opinion. Saints is a good user. Bucks has his losses this season are tough ones. So his 3-4 record really isn't that bad. And then Snippy is Snippy. He has to get used to the team and the sliders again.
So basically, this is sounding like an argument for number 1. Am I wrong?
I would have him. I had him at 2. That's my pitch of why I had him at 2.
I don't disagree with anything that Corey said. I think that
I'm appreciating the love tonight. I'm just sitting here smiling.
Emmons has had a great start to the year, and obviously we know he's a good user. Not only just from a gameplay standpoint, but the fact that he's actually first or second in the league in INTs with his actual user as well. I think says something too.
Yeah, I think I'm second. I got 7. Ravens is 8 somehow.
Okay, so you're first. So
wow.
anyone who gets over half their interceptions playing the lurk generous man that is the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Gotcha.
I got a little asterisk right there. All I know is that Pook averages like 10 lurks a year against him, so yeah, that's.
I wish I played the Steelers.
I know. I wish I feel like I'm railing on him more than I should because he's not that bad of a user. He just throws a lot of.
I know his pain. When I first started playing CFM, I didn't really understand the whole science of the lurk per se. So I would just throw him left and right. So I know his pain. I appreciate the ranking. I really like this Lions team that luckily Snippy built. Added a couple pieces to it with Bocce. Traded for Fairley, who is my child now. He came back and didn't really miss a beat. I think he had 2 touchdowns.
Tell me more, Steve Kerr. Tell me more, Steve Kerr. Tell me more, Steve Kerr. Yeah.
Oh man, so it's been really fun.
For anyone who doesn't listen to the Other Side Pod, you should go. There's your shameless plug from someone who doesn't actually appear on the pod.
Thank you. I appreciate the shout out for the pod. We work hard over there.
And then you can understand.
You can actually hear Emmons repeated for once in your life. No matter composed and non-argumentative, but I got a little angry.
I try, but I try to get you a little heated, but
it's very hard to get me wound up. So, which is funny because I have a temper. So if you get me angry. Number 5, we got Grid, who he's 7-0. I mean, he's 7-0. He beat the Colts. He beat Splooge. But, I mean, like, I don't want to...
that impressive to me.
Right. See, I wouldn't go that far because 7-0 is impressive just from a standpoint. But, like, I guess out of all these 7-0 teams... I'm just saying... I mean, obviously 7-0, especially in a league that has talent as deep as ours, where, like, you have, like, a deep elite level user tier, and then you still have a deep, like, solid to good user tier. So I mean, 7-0 is still
impressive, but looking at it,
there's
that but there. There's that.
It just doesn't look like the other undefeateds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right, but I guess at the same side, I mean, looking at it like team overall wise, he's only got like an 82 overall team. I don't even know who the hell his quarterback is, and I played him last year.
Yeah.
So
I think it's still Sports old like quarterback that won Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, like
Keenum,
I don't
maybe.
Keenum, okay. I don't.
Or maybe
think,
he's using Stafford. I
wouldn't
think he has both
say
those
it's the
guys.
most impressive 7-0 I've seen. But the fact that he's still 7-0, I think. I mean, he's definitely worthy of a top 5 ranking.
I'll put it. Oh,
you
sorry.
play who's on your schedule, and so
right.
By that, yeah. And I mean, the second half of the schedule is where it really gets. Like for him and Jets, the second half of the schedule will tell a lot about where the
that's my opinion. Is he was definitely the outside looking in of the top 5 because his 2 signature wins are, again, this is all opinion based, but signature wins are Bobby, which I don't know if that was a fair sim or if they actually played that one or force win, and then he beat the Colts when the Colts was 3-0, but since then the Colts has fallen to 3-4.
I mean,
the Colts has played a gauntlet of some teams the last few
I
years.
will say the one thing is when you look at Colts too, just from his defense. I mean, he's got the 3rd worst total defense, and he's allowed the 7th most points. Granted, he does lead the league in interceptions, which is interesting, but I feel he's a team where it looks, at least statistically, like he gets in a lot of shootouts. And you look at outside of that interception number, you look at what he allows on defense. Everyone else around him has 1 or 2 wins versus him who started 3-0. And so I think that 3-0
I think that's
start
where
of the season might have been a little hyped up. And I think that it kind of reminds me, honestly, I hate to go back, but all the way back in 2013, I remember the Saints and Dolphins met up in Week 4 as this super hyped up 3-0 versus 3-0 matchup because the Miami Dolphins were 3-0 at the time, and I think they finished like 7-9 that year. So I don't really take stock in starting 3-0 as much as you can. I mean, as much as
winning one game in history when a team falls off.
Yeah,
that's almost like. Go ahead.
I don't know. That's from Grid's angle of it. 7 bought him top 5. Like LJ said, you play who you play. The back half of his schedule is where it's really gonna tell. Again, same with Jets. He gets Jets twice. He has me. Ravens is a good user. He's just in a tough division. He has Bobby, and then he has Giants as well. I mean, the only kind of down team. Yeah, he's got Snippy too. The only down team on the back half of his schedule is Washington, who is a good user. It's just hard to tell if you're gonna get him or not.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think Grant has so far through the season kind of also been on that favorable schedule coast, and I agree that him and Jets, I think we'll learn a lot about. The one thing I will say, having more experience with Grid in my leagues than anyone else, because I was the one who brought him in, that I think No. All I was going to say is I think
we need a siren. We need a siren drop in here, like the local radio station does here every time someone drops a little humble brag.
All I was going to say is just the fact that I think we've all agreed before that our sliders tend to take a little bit getting used to for people, and so this could as much as this could be a situation where he starts the year 7-0 and finishes 10-6.
Damn.
I think we could see I mean, you look at some of the guys on his schedule compared to guys that he lost to last year. I mean, he lost to Sploosh twice last year. He lost to I mean, he started really well last year and also kind of fell off at the end of the second half of the season.
Right.
I think, as much as this could be a situation where we see it could be someone starting great and finishing rough again, it could also be a situation where we're seeing someone getting used to the sliders and starting to play a lot better. So I wanted to put that in defensive grid there. And so
it is good to see a different guy being up there as in 7-0.
Yeah.
I mean, the Jets is the new guy too. But besides, I mean, what's crazy to me is that we have all these teams that are undefeated and stuff. We have 3 of them, I think, or 4 of them. And then, I mean, we haven't even talked about who we're going to talk about next here, LJ at 6, who literally, I don't think has lost a game since we did our last rankings. He still managed to drop. So I think that this talks about, because LJ really hasn't done any wrong. He lost to Cribs, who's not a bad loss at all. And he's got one of the best rosters in the league.
He's only
the best roster in the league. I don't even know what I'm talking about. One of the best. And, he's won a Super Bowl. He's got the user skill. He's sitting there at 6, which is crazy about this league is that a guy with that team and the talent is at 6.
Yeah, no, I think it says a lot about the fact that he's represented the NFC in the Super Bowl in the last 2 years. He's lost, including playoffs, 3-4 games in the last 2+ seasons.
Yeah.
And he's sitting here at 6 right now because
I'm excited to finally. I think I played his Panthers team once. That was before he got them to where they were.
Yeah, no, it was fun to. I can speak from actual experience now because I finally got to play him this season. It was fun to play what was, I think, in my opinion, the best built team in this franchise. And I think that was I guess you could call this a humble brag, but I'm more bragging on LJ in the sense that I think that that's the proudest win that I've had in this league because I know how well he's built that team and how good of a user he is. And so however you want to view that, I think that I really just want to say that, I think he's built that team really well. So,
I mean, you do you, but I wouldn't recommend playing LJ because.
Hey, I can go back on my whole rant that I went on in chat the other day. I'd rather take 50 L's against good users to make myself better, but that's just me.
I'm still sad that
I'm just saying I'd rather
LJ.
not be in a division with him as opposed to being in a division with him. Just because, being in a div with Pook is tough enough. I feel like I'm more scared of LJ than Pook.
Yeah, after the same. The only thing is, I have to say I'm 0-3 versus Pook. I've beaten LJ before, but I also haven't played LJ's Panthers team since they've been this team. So I don't know how to feel about playing at week 17. I think it is.
Yeah, I personally would rather play LJ than play Pook, but that's just because I hate playing Pook because I don't think I've ever beaten Pook. So yeah,
I'm 0-3 versus Pook.
He's number 2 on my hit list, but
yeah, Pook's my last great user that I haven't conquered. I beat Tyler before I beat Pook. I've beaten Tyler multiple times before I beat Pook, which makes me very sad.
I'm gonna laugh if I somehow beat Eric before I beat Pook because I haven't played Eric in
Who the fuck is Eric?
He's the guy from the league he's from TML, which is where I met. Well, it was the league where me and Grid and Pook and a bunch of other guys were in. And he's the only guy that I've ever been in a league with who was actually a professional Madden player. And he was like a semi-pro Madden player for about 3 or 4 years. So best player I've ever played in Madden. I've never beaten him. I blew a 10-point lead to him at once with 90 seconds left. One of my most disappointing losses ever, but
in-depth look at Crip's life right there.
And you wonder why I'm so competitive in Madden. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think we all agree on I mean, there's nothing to really say about LJ. We know where he's at every single season he loses 1 to 2 games most.
He
maybe
sucks.
2.
We know where he's at. He sucks. Boosted. Boosted.
We all know who the NFC. We all know who the NFC belongs to this year.
Yeah, Roger.
I was about to say somebody else besides maybe you beat me to it.
You know you can't hesitate to take shots on this podcast.
Oh no, for sure. I take shots at myself all the time. I'm not fucking taking the NFC. Are you crazy? Going from number 6 to, which is another cool thing. I just realized we got 4 commissions in the top 10. Stop slacking, Wumbo.
Okay.
Wumbo's always
We're getting there. Don't worry.
Wumbo hasn't been in the top 10 since Bill Clinton was president, so
Me and Wumbo have swapped. Wow, Jesus.
Okay, no, let's get this out of the way now because I'm about to just.
I was about to say.
I forgot we played this
Wumbo
week.
Dicey has compared me and Bishes to each other a lot with how we play, and we disappoint him all the time. Apparently,
How bad we
I
are.
don't think me and Wumbo have ever shared the top 10. So he's just having a couple Edmund seasons is what I'm giving him. He's having
A couple, yeah. I mean, we'll get to me when we get to me. I got 2 guys.
He gave me his Madden powers. Is what happened.
Yeah.
Well, one day we will finally talk about both Wumbos on one podcast, but that day will not be today.
We will always talk about both.
We're
Wumbos
getting
together.
there. Okay, we're just taking our time.
Yeah, he just doesn't want to take the spotlight from us. Okay.
You got to build up to those great things that the best things. You always have to. They're worth waiting for.
It's all about how you finish.
Exactly.
Is that what you tell yourself after 30 seconds?
Wow. Wow. Jesus. I don't know how I feel about you coming at Wumbo like this. Is there any way I can kick somebody off of the call?
Okay, you kind of walked into that. That's all.
I think we jumped Corey ahead of Cripps in the rankings now just because of that comment. So at number 7 we do have the man himself, Cripps, who's taking shots at my Wumbo over here, and I don't know how I feel about it. He's lucky we are on live air.
He's 32 now.
He's lucky his girlfriend's in the background, so I can't end his life right now. But
she can't hear you, so say what you want.
It's okay. I respect you enough. She can watch it later.
She does. She won't.
Well, she might watch this one. I don't want to take that chance. We got Cripps at 7. To me, he has the most impressive win of the season, probably over which he also has not a bad loss because it's Pook, but he conceded.
It's the worst loss of the year.
Quitter.
It's the worst. I will take that shot at myself. It is the worst loss of the year.
But it was like the turnaround on it.
Right.
I will wear my L.
He goes
I'll wear
from
2
being
Ls.
used to then just getting just obliterated by Pook, like morally, physically, like he would not even get back on the Xbox to move the league. I had to leave the recliner I was in, go all the way into my room, turn my Xbox on just to move the league because he could not turn his Xbox on to move the league. That's what.
What's funny is I totally got back on the box like 5 minutes later because I felt bad, but you had already gotten on to move the league, and so I got back on.
Yeah, it was fine. I'm just making it. So yeah, I mean, but other than that, he does have the impressive win against LJ.
See, I, unlike you, am unafraid to talk about myself. That is the most impressive win of the year.
I'm not afraid to talk about myself.
I also have the most devastating loss. So it's.
I just enjoy listening to you guys talk about me.
No one says good things about me enough, so I have to do it myself.
Well, I mean, you kind of bring that upon yourself. He's trying to get he just did the double take to the girlfriend. He's trying to get brownie points for her, trying to get a compliment.
The double take to her. No, there was an inside joke between us. So yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you beat LJ, lost to Pook. I mean, which isn't really given what someone changed his. All right, breaking news: Cripps has now dropped into the rankings to about 12th because Wumbo has now put him at 32.
Thank you.
What you talking about?
Thank you. Let me go put Vicious at 35 real quick.
So moving on from Cripps there, we got Corey at number 8. who, I mean, I don't think you've lost the user game, have you?
No.
It's Corey. Oh, okay, there he is.
Corey hasn't lost a user game yet.
He is the pure reason that I am trying to play the way I play right now because he made me angry. He hurt my feelings.
I'll be back, boys.
Thank God.
Whipped.
Whoopsh.
Well, he'll hear that one later.
Good. I hope he does. Can't come at my wombo like that. You kidding me? But yeah, I mean, and honestly, I mean, Corey's win versus me. I mean, it wasn't really. I mean, I came back. I was down 3 at one point, but he pretty much controlled the whole game. So I mean, I think 8's a little low, even though I had him around there. But it's only because he took those 2 losses against, like, as when he was on AP.
Yeah, I was going to say. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you take it all into account, so it's all a part of it.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's just what happens when you go on a vacation and rub it in everybody's face with pictures and stuff. So
I mean, watching the streams of the games he has played.
Oh, he's playing great right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
This Lions team, besides like my corners, is probably one of the best defenses I've played with, besides my Chiefs team. And I didn't have an answer for him. So, and what he did to the Colts, and then who else has he? Let's go look. Only key winning we have him as is me, but he beat India pretty good too. Yeah. So, and he's got a team full of superstar trades. That bastard.
My only concern, I'm looking at turn stats.
Draft that ever has happened in here.
I'm looking at turn stats. DL is telling me he's got 8 drops. I'm concerned about where his mind's at right now. It could be the first time over the season, could really get to you. I wouldn't take him first round in a redraft.
Wow. Okay. Hot take. Got a spicy take coming. And now Pook is I think he's double checking Wumbo's claim there because he just hit the Daddy League Kansas City command after he said wait. So,
well, to me, the most impressive
his catch rating is 85. He needs some work. I'll give you that.
To me, the most impressive rookie wide receivers are Tarrant and Dixon Cox. Because
who the fuck is Dixon Cox?
Hit/DDL Carolina.
Oh, you have a guy named Dixon Cox on your team?
I do.
Wow.
And that is a Madden generated name.
That is one of the names that, like, I normally change the name of my rookies, like, to just random names because sometimes they're just like atrocious, but that is a name you can never change. Dixon Cox. Wow. How did I miss that one? Yeah, for sure.
Plus, he has 3 punt return touchdowns. Keep that in mind.
Wait a second. Let's also look at his drops. He's got 11 drops. He's not even getting drafted.
He has 3 punt return touchdowns.
Plus 11 drops. I don't know about those hands. I don't trust him.
He started off with like a 76 catch rating.
I mean, yeah, he's averaging 22 yards a catch and 6 touchdowns, but 11 drops. Oh my god! Like,
I think Fairley's going to start making the argument into getting into our All-Pro selections. Go peep him one, but we've always on a rookie. Would you draft him?
He's the best wide receiver in the league. He only had 1 drop.
Yeah, see, and he missed 2 games because I did not start.
It's hard to drop vert routes.
Whoa! First of all, he runs a lot of drags too.
You obviously have not seen me play football then.
Right.
So drag routes and verts.
Drag routes, verts, slants. I mean, what else are you going to have your slot guy run? He doesn't leave the slot. And it's not my fault people line up linebackers on him, okay?
Well, I mean, if he's your slot receiver, most times if they only got, even if they do have 3 people on the field, if they're not lined up correctly, you'll have a linebacker on the receiver.
Yeah, see? So don't put a linebacker on a 97 speed receiver, okay?
Don't tell me what to do.
You don't put like 90% of the corners in the league on a 97 speed wide receiver.
Exactly. And then I see a linebacker lined up on him on a free safety blitz. Hello.
The only person I trust with that job is Stump.
Right.
Maybe Lincoln.
That's right. Well, they just don't understand our need for speed there.
Oh wait, Need for Speed.
I'm talking about because you hurt Levi's feelings.
Oh yeah, no, it's in our blood, honestly. Like
It's tough being a Wumbo.
The
like
Warriors don't look like
number
they
one
wanna win this
receiver.
The Warriors are what?
12.
game. They look like they don't want to win this game.
Are you serious? They're struggling again? I don't know what's going on with them, to be honest. What's the score?
There's another one. Never mind. They missed. That's 48-33 Houston with 4:15 left in the second.
Wow, they're up 15?
Please,
Yeah.
Holy shit.
please, Houston, please.
If they can pull this off with... I guess we could talk about that for a second because, I mean, this Golden State team right now...
Okay, hold on. But we'll get to that. We got, one more person?
God,
Yeah.
we have two more people. We got Lights, who benched his quarterback for whatever reason. You see,
We can do an hour and a half pod tonight.
Yeah.
So we'll wrap up 9 and 10.
Yeah. So 9. Who do we got?
Light.
You guys are keeping me down. Man,
Lights.
I understand.
Yeah, we're on Lights.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think we've already. Well, the thing with Lights, like we said, is the fact that he has Han Gardner in the chamber just in case he needs him. To be honest, I guess it's just him trying to keep Madden fresh at this point. But I mean, he's starting Moffitt, so to me,
I mean,
he's more of a locker room guy, and that's probably why he earned the starting role. Han Gardner just rubbed some guys the wrong way.
Well, but can you argue with 2 Super Bowls in 3 years from Han Gardner?
There are 52 other people on that roster. And if the quarterback can lead those 52 guys better than the guy they originally had, then I trust the coaching staff. I'm not in that locker room. I don't know what's going on. I don't know the team chemistry, the makeup in there. So
Yeah, there might be some internal issues, but I'm just saying, and from what my sources tell me,
What my sources tell me.
he won't trade him because it's a lot. It's a lot of money invested in that guy. So moving him would definitely.
Yeah, it's a $22 million cap penalty. He's 2 years into his 7-year deal that he got.
Yeah,
$84 million.
I feel like Poop has brought up every other team's roster besides mine. I don't know if he's taking a shot at me here.
Uh-oh.
And this, to be honest, could hurt Han Garner's All-Pro.
Yeah, for sure.
Dropping two final seasons, saying that he doesn't play this season or next.
Well, I'm pretty sure he'll play next season. I'm pretty sure everyone would want in my opinion, to get that deal done. Because if it was up to me, I would trade him. I would trade 3 first-round picks for that man right now.
The issue is you have to have them right now because next season you don't have any picks to give.
Yeah. But,
so my thing with Lights is he's running a bum quarterback, which makes him suspect. His 2 losses are both quality ones with the number 2 team on our list, and he's beating everybody else. He's kind of like Grid and a couple of the other teams. Back half of the schedule will show it if it's for real with a bum quarterback or not. And like you said, Han Garner in the chamber and a loaded team otherwise, it's hard to keep him out of the top 10 after what he's done season after season this cycle.
For sure. Yeah, he's done it season after season. It is a little questionable not starting one of the best quarterbacks that we have. But hey, it is what it is, I guess.
Pook is hitting up Lights DM. Might be an incoming Han Garner to Cleveland trade.
Yeah, he hit him up in Oasis too, so it's urgent. So he must be really trying hard.
That would have to be like a Garrett for Handgarner kind of deal.
Yeah, that's great.
No, so as soon as we said the Warriors were up 48-39, they cut it to 9 already. Or 40, well, they're up by 15.
They're about to let Clint Capella go off for 40. But
honestly, yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. Number 10, Chicago Bears in my division. Shout out to the NFC North. He just beat the Saints by 21. His only losses to me, he tied Dicey. I don't know about his other wins. Let's see if he's got any key wins on our.
Oakland and Dallas.
So he beat the Snipster. He beat the Snipster and he beat Dallas, who's Isaiah, who's not a bad user either. So not two bad wins to have for quality wins. I think really after the top 10, it kind of falls off, but I mean, we go from 1 loss and 2 loss teams right to like teams who are 3-3 and then 3-4. There's a lot of middle of the pack teams this year.
Well, there are some of those teams that are better than others. Like Ravens,
for sure,
better than his record shows, and I think Bucks is better than his record.
I agree completely. And then Spaloo just sitting there at 3-4, who I do want to say I did call he would fall apart this year and finish third in his division, but you know.
Funny how he disappears after.
Yeah, I had my sources.
Yeah, which like LJ's saying is kind of tight there. The honorable mentions, I guess, 11 through 13. You have Eagles, Bengals, and Texans. So we got old Cowboys with his hot takes at 11.
Hot take God.
Wumbo at number 12.
Wumbo should be top.
I am underrated. I have 2 sim losses. Okay, I'm a terrible fair sim team, and then
I'm guessing
loss is to Pook in overtime.
Yeah.
Rigged.
So even
maybe what I'm hearing here, Wumbo, is that maybe you should start playing more.
I don't need this right now. I do not.
To be fair, as bad as I wanted to put you in
this,
I am the victim here. What is this?
As much as I wanted to put you in the top 10, 3-3, I couldn't.
Well, you know what?
Yeah, which kind of circling back on the Bears record with his quality win being Dallas, and I feel like someone's going to question that. Pook. Putting a 2-4 team as a quality win. That 2-4 team's 3 losses are 7-0 New England, 7-0 Niners, and the 4-1-1 Bears.
He also took
3
over
of his
that team.
4 losses.
I believe they were already 0-3 when he took that team over, or something like that.
Well, and that team is a cap dumpster fire that has finally caught up to it the last 2 seasons where they've lost.
He took over. He was
players.
The Broncos the first few weeks of the season, and he just beat Chan, who's a good user. Although he took that Rams team that's 0-5, 0-6, whatever they are. So I think that wraps up the top 10. Shout out to Wumbo at 12. He's gonna shock the world this year, I believe.
All you need is a wild card.
Yep, I was going to say once you make the playoffs, anything can happen.
I'm pulling for you, Wumbo, because I'm not in the AFC anymore. We have a Wumbo in the AFC and the NFC.
We can have a Wumbo finally.
We can finally. Well, we had the opportunity. We were very close to a Wumbo a couple years ago in Oasis.
And both of you blew it.
Okay, I wouldn't say we blew it. I would more say we wanted to see a Josh versus Andre Super Bowl because we felt bad for the guys because I had previously beaten Josh in the AFC Championship, and I know he really wanted to get to the Super Bowl. And then Wumbo, on the other hand, was just like, I don't have time for this. He just threw up his hand. He said, I'm not dealing with this shit. He doesn't want to beat up on me. He thought I was going to win, right? He didn't want to beat me up. So he said, I'm going to lose to Andre on purpose. And then we just we fucked up. So I wouldn't say we blew it, per se.
This is a slanderous podcast.
This podcast went from pro Wumbo to it's a little slanted right now. I don't know how I feel.
Pro Wumbo, honestly, I've just been getting attacked.
Well, you're never here for the pro Wumbo pods.
You're right.
So, as a segue to Madden 19 talks, looking outside the top 10 teams. The quality users has me pretty excited for if everyone sticks around.
It's going to be
awesome.
We're going to have because the leagues, the two leagues that we run, although I hate them being called co-leagues, a lot of the same users are in it now, and so we're about to have like two of the deepest leagues I've ever been a part of, and I can't wait for that. I mean, if you look at the users we have in these leagues, I mean, right here in this one, you got, I mean, the five of us commissions, I think it's fair to say that we're all pretty solid users. Then you got a guy like Pook, Roger, Lights, and Austin, Dicey, the Bears guy. I'm just kind of I don't really think there's a bad user per se in this league.
Yeah.
So, and then you add guys like a Josh and a Chan to the group who are coming back next year. I mean, all right, everybody's muted besides me and you, Wumble. This is our time. All right, so Wombology 101.
Even going farther than that.
Corey's back.
Well, I just was going to give other shout-outs to some of the guys that are lower. I mean, Arthur with the Giants, he's a good user.
Right.
I know him from RCFM, and he builds great teams over there. Snippy's a stud.
Levi.
But Bucks will have a full CFM under him. Levi is a great user. There's just a bunch of guys that have come in the last 2 or 3 seasons that.
And then we did the Jets guy. The Jets guy is taking over. You know what's funny? I was just having this conversation yesterday in the Oasis draft party. Where the fuck did this guy come from? Because he's now in all of our leagues out of nowhere.
Who?
The Jets dude.
I mean, there's got to be a mutual. There's got to be a mutual friend from somewhere. I don't know.
I mean, he is now in like all of our leagues out of nowhere.
He started in the USFC.
Oh, okay. Now Pook is mentioning me twice. What the hell happened?
Which June is another one. Give June a shout out with the Steelers.
Everyone vote from Pook is what I was told to tell you guys.
Steelers and Ravens need to get out of that division so they can shine for how good of users they are.
Speaking of that, poor Bucks in this league, he is in his Oasis division. He is in a division with Josh, Pook, and Roger. Thank God he's escaping that next year.
Yeah.
I guess this is gonna be a first time we're gonna have a live trade vote on the podcast.
I voted no.
Did you already look?
Yeah.
It's a third for Andrew Luck.
Oh, what the fuck?
Nah. It's no from me, dog.
But yeah, I mean, segueing into the Madden 19 talks, there's some things to be excited about. Of course, they won't do the week they're supposed to do, because like I think this week is mud. I think next week is like graphics or gameplay, and then the week after that is CFM. And then of course they got like 2 more, but nobody really cares about those. But
damn,
I mean, just being.
I don't know much about the Madden 19 news, so I'm gonna have to kind of just sit here and listen for this one. I'm getting my takes ready for the NBA talk.
Well, the thing with the Madden 19 thing is in the CFM now, as opposed to basically those schemes and stuff, just as opposed to them being just labels, they're going to be more intuitive to development and how your team runs. So they're actually going to matter as opposed to just how they were before, where it's like,
You see the slander in the main chat, Wumbo?
What's he talking about now? Fuck Wumbo.
Fuck Wumbos.
But yeah, like just the but how they're actually going to matter, to me that's a big time thing, because basically you can make anybody fit into what your scheme is at the current moment, as opposed to in Madden 19 you're going to be able to get guys for your scheme, and guys that don't fit your scheme aren't going to be as effective in your scheme.
Oh, I sure hope so.
Which, if that,
I think it'll be
that it's supposed to. It'll be, to me, that'll be huge.
I think the big thing with that, like from a CFM management, like especially when we get new people, you won't be able to walk in and be like, all right, scrapping this guy, because I run 4-3 and the previous guys are all 3-4 archetypes.
Right.
So it'll be a lot more strategic with how people set up their team. Otherwise, I'm just going to go draft a 6'5", 3'4" pass rusher type to be my user and move him to middle linebacker, he'll basically be like, the way it sounds like, he'll develop as if he had a slow dev trait, even if he has, say, quick dev, because he's outside of his scheme and outside of his position. Which would be really big because, I was going to say that'll be really big as the more seasons you get in.
Update on the Stanley Cup. It's a hell of a scoring game, 3-3 after the second.
Yeah.
I was hoping we were going to get to that, but
we will be talking about the NHL on the other side tomorrow, so we don't have to cover that on here.
But
I don't feel like there's a lot of NHL fans in the AMLoB. Actually, there's not a lot of NHL fans in any Madden league, unfortunately.
it's a very sad thing that I'd like to raise attention to, the lack of men.
But
hashtag make the NHL great again.
my thing is kind of piggybacking off what Corey said, because they're supposed to have more depth chart positions where you can have more specialized guys, like, you know, you have your better pass rushers in on passing downs, as opposed to, you know, having your better run stoppers in on your run stopping downs, the running back by committee type of deal where you got your guys in the goal line situations and stuff like that, as opposed to just doing like the formation subs or manually subbing those guys in and out. They're supposed to have more positions on the depth chart. That way you don't have to go through all of that in game while you're playing, which to me is a really huge deal, because, you know, it makes it so, one, you can focus in more on the game, and two, that way having depth means a lot more. You know, it's not, I feel like right now you can take the Roger approach where, you know, all of your starters are great players, but the people behind those guys aren't necessarily anywhere near as good. So I mean, I think it'll make depth more meaningful, and especially if the development thing works the way it's supposed to. I think that'll be a huge help too. That way you don't have coverage corners with like 90 block shed. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Crips.
Yeah.
Right. I agree with that.
So
yeah.
I mean,
the only thing that I'm curious to. Oh, go ahead, LJ.
Oh no, you're fine. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying the only thing I'm interested to see on that like situational stuff is like, say it's like the third down running back, but it's the power running back or red zone running back. If it's like it triggers at like the 10-yard line or the 5-yard line, and you're on the 9, and you would rather have your receiving back in at that time, that could be more of a negative than a positive.
Well, I mean, I guess you still would be able to manually sub those guys in and out in that situation, because I mean, to me, that's easier than constantly having to go in and out of your subs, and having to do it with formation subs, which, I mean, unless you're running one specific formation 100% of the time in that particular situation, to me, is not effective. So,
and the only thing I don't know with like I said, it really depends on how it'll work, because like I'm thinking of like the third down running backs now, and I will, before it ever gets to third down, I'll go and I'll formation sub my receiving back to my third down, like 5 wide sets at the start of the game, so that when third down does come, he defaults there, because I think the third down running back depth chart overrides any formation subs in the moment of third down, because I've done it before where for some reason Samaje Perine is split out wide far left in some plays, and I'll try and override to put somebody that's actually capable of running in the open field out there, and it won't override it.
The thing with the third down back, from what I've noticed, is that because there's times where where I've tried to do that and it'll sub somebody and it'll go to whoever that third down back is. So I mean, I think it does override whatever type of sub you're trying to do on that. But like I said, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how well it's executed. I think it's a good idea. Like I said, it's just interesting to see how well it'll be executed. Another thing that is, I guess, for more for solo CFM type of deals, because I don't necessarily see how you can monitor that in a regular CFM unless you just like Twitch or stream as you're going through it. It's the custom draft classes. That's a very interesting thing to get into. I mean, we could edit draft class names and stuff, but I don't think that's something that we probably should do for 32-man season.
I don't think that's something that we'll end up doing. My biggest concern with that is like you go in to edit some undrafted guy be an in real life college prospect, and in the process of doing so, you see someone that has like quick dev or star dev that's a late steal. The only way I think that would work, which I actually hope that they do, is for like UFC or USFC, if you can have a commish that doesn't control a team. Because then, like, as something that I would like to do is be in the league as a commish, but not have to deal with playing games. Then I could go in and I could do that because I have no biased interest of who has what devs or ratings and all that.
Yeah. It's a lot. I don't know. It's a lot of different things, but I mean, that's just what we got right now. I don't think they really heard much of anything else, other than like some of the stuff they'll be adding to the gameplay, like the real player motion, which I think the real player motion is going to be good too. Where,
push the pile.
Oh my god, that could make it so much better.
Yeah, like they're gonna have if any of you have played UFC 2, which is a dope game by the way, but
you're a dope game, LJ.
Thank you, Emmons. But if you play any of the UFC games, they have that real player motion in it, and you can like feel the kicks and the punches and some of the shots that you take. And I think that's something that we've been wanting in Madden for years, you know. So
that's what they kind of flirted this year with the whole weight and strength and stuff matter. It might actually matter.
I mean, to be fair, this is their first year with like the new engine, right?
Yeah. This first year with the Frostbite, which next year I'm pretty sure it'll be a lot of the.
We kind of knew going in that it wasn't going to be like how Men 17 was better than Men 16.
Yeah,
it was a new engine. The game looks fine, it looks good and everything, but like it still has its moments, obviously.
It feels very patched. It's
I feel
Madden
like
17 2.0.
Yeah, they kind of just like copy and pasted it over like better paper, basically.
I would almost say it's the same paper with a different pen.
Yeah, I think that's more of a. I think that's because
maybe they got like one of the gel pens.
If I'm correct, they still use the Infinity.
They went from a ballpoint pen to one of those sweet gel pens.
Like, because I think they still had the Infinity engine as a part of it too. They were trying to get it to work together. I guess because they didn't have enough time to kind of get the Infinity engine completely out. So, like I said, they'll have the real player motion this next time around. So, I think that'll make the positioning and the strength and weight and stuff matter more, like we've been all asking for a long time. So it's a lot of good things that I'm hearing that I'm looking forward to. I'm ready to see what all CFM will have, because I'm pretty sure they did more than just give us custom draft classes and
One thing that I'm kind of like thinking of right now, like I was thinking about like, because progression and regression is such a huge thing that I want implemented better in Madden. I was
I'm
thinking
pretty
of,
sure that's reworked.
I hope so, but like one idea I just had, like you know how there's guys that like have like okay in Madden now you don't really see any quote unquote bust unless you miss on like a draft pick, or like you could work with guys and make them better almost regardless of like where they like how bad they may have been like compared to like their draft, where they were drafted.
Yeah.
But like one thing that would be cool in Madden 19 would be like kind of like a high risk high reward type, like a less stable like progression. Like say if they have a couple bad games, they're gonna regress like after that. But like if they have good games, they're gonna skyrocket. Like obviously I don't want that for every player. Like not every player is so like volatile in like how they play and everything. But like after a couple bad games, maybe their confidence is worse and like the stats show like we have confidence that already, but it's not permanent and it's not like that it doesn't affect that much,
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure they'll rework the progression and regression system. I think as far as the progression is concerned, I think the archetypes will help. Where you're basically gonna be developed more so for that archetype than just being a better overall player. Which to me, I think that's going to be a good part of the progression thing. That way, you don't have, like I said, you don't have a like coverage cornerback coming up with this ridiculous
85 block shed
and everything else. So I think that'll help with the progression thing. I think they'll probably still have XP, which it's
hit or miss.
It has its good and it has its bad. But I think they're taking a step in the right direction with the archetypes. And then as far as the regression, I'm pretty sure they tuned it again.
Yeah.
Hopefully
like I remember a couple years ago when it was either Madden 16 or 17 when the game dropped. The regression was really like bad. Like I remember after like one season, Pat Pete was like, he dropped in everything after making the Pro Bowl. Like he dropped in man coverage, zone coverage, where like all the major stats for a corner.
Yeah.
And it was just stupid. They patched it, and it doesn't seem like it's really changed much after that. But if they do end up, possibly fixing it, like having the XP in our hands, like it's good as we can kind of build our own team the way we want it. But on the other hand, it opens the door for so much like cheese, I guess. Like there's not really like a better word for it, I guess. Like there, like guys can just build players like it's
refresh me on what is happening.
Oh god.
Talking about progression, regression. I'm kind of
specialty.
I'm in the boat that like I'd be perfectly fine if they took out XP and made it static, as in like what's gonna happen. Like if you hit X,
more natural is what you're
yeah.
I think I popped back in at a pretty solid time, it sounds like.
We're actually just wrapping up this Madden 19 talk. We don't want to discuss it with you at all.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they do. Ouch. Yeah, I hope they do a different regression fix, or they give a little bit more control to a commissioner over when it would start.
How is there without you?
Yeah, commissioner control over regression would be interesting. I mean, and I'm not claiming like anyone has biases, but like, say, like Pook, I know you think I have bias against you. I really don't. But like, Pook would definitely say something about like if say someone regressed on his team after having like an okay season. Like,
Now, I like the new system that they're going to, though, at least from what they've described so far. And so I have to kind of, I'll be able to try and stay really short, but I like the fact that they're kind of taking it less away from being complete user control, because especially right now, it's so easy to just focus on one or two stats that honestly shouldn't be as easy to upgrade as they are, whether it be, running backs like, upping their carrying and upping their moves and stuff like that. Like, I get wanting to make it so that players can get better, but realistically, more often than not, guys that fumble coming into the NFL tend to have fumble issues once they're in the NFL. It's not something that just goes away in a season. Guys that are
season, like you
get
carrying
exactly.
up really quick.
Exactly. And I think that the fact that whether they want to make awareness mean something or not, the fact that people can just completely ignore awareness, which for better or worse should be an important statistic, and then you can just.
I already told y'all my theory as far as awareness goes. As a standalone stat, I don't think it does anything, but I'm almost 100% sure in conjunction with the other stats it works, because there's certain stuff that even some 91 zone corners, even though they hit that threshold, there's some stuff that they as perceptive as somebody that if they have 70 awareness and somebody that has like 91. So I mean, I think it plays a part. It's just not a primary part, which I think is the big mistake, because it should be a primary part.
Oh yeah,
maybe the awareness and play
something
is more
well,
like
even on. Go ahead. Sorry, go Bishop.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
The way I look at it, maybe the awareness and play rec would be more like the positioning, and the zone coverage is more the like reaction.
Yeah.
Like the awareness and play rec, he'll be closer to like he'll see the route developing, but like the zone coverage, he'll know when to break on it. Like.
Yeah, no, I think awareness, I agree with LJ. I think is a standalone thing. It doesn't do a whole lot, but I think it does kind of parlay into being useful for certain situations. But I think awareness should mean so much more. I mean, you shouldn't be able to. I shouldn't be able to put a 59 awareness player on the field and have him do the right thing more than 60% of the time. Like, even if it's just that awareness is like the likelihood that they don't, like, especially on sim, if you want to make it like a receiver with low awareness, maybe make it so that he runs the wrong route every now and again, because that's a realistic thing that happens. Like, and that's coming from me, who I hate the idea of having it be complete, like there being situations where it's completely AI dependent and stuff, but that's something you can work on and fix. It's not like it's something where it's not like it's something where you have to, where it's completely out of your control, because that's something you can develop and have the guy be good at, because awareness is a statistic which you can upgrade. It's not like something that's an EA dice roll.
And it's also like one of the cheapest to upgrade, even when they clear 26 years old.
Exactly.
And see, my thing is, I don't even know if awareness is actually, like LJ is saying, the point that is the conjunction stat. I think it's probably play recognition, especially for defensive backs, because play recognition, I think by definition, is just their ability to determine a play action pass versus a true run. And there is a confirmed play recognition threshold tier in MUT, and like I've said before, and I'm sure others have, is there is not, even though there's 3 different game modes, I don't think that there's 3 different levels of tiers and thresholds. So what is in MUT carries over to Sim, is my opinion. And the threshold for play rec, I think, is 90.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with that. I think that MUT is kind of the baseline because I haven't seen anything ever that's in MUT and then not in Sim. Like, I've seen stuff that's in Sim that's not in MUT. Like, the 95 zone threshold is a Sim thing that's not in MUT. But I've never seen anything in MUT that's not in Sim.
The only thing that I know right off the top of my head that's in MUT that's not in Sim is stuff like what was happening in that Colts game where I have 91 zone McAllister. He's getting balls thrown where he makes the break on the ball, but he swats it down instead of going for the interception. In MUT or in competitive mode, he would go for the interception every single time, because that's one of the big things that people complain about, was that AI defenders would never play the ball for an interception. They would only play it for a swat.
Yeah. I think I agree. Okay, I'll take that back. Yeah, that's one thing that is definitely a thing. But I mean,
but arcade mode is just like aggressive catch galore. Like, it's basically Madden 16 is what I took arcade mode is.
It is, yeah.
You're going to have all the crazy plays. So it's more like a few switches are flipped on the different game modes, then there is completely different baseline coding of the game per game mode. So,
yeah,
I don't know. I just don't know what awareness does.
Short. Unfortunately.
We have too many people with too many thoughts. It makes the pod run longer.
I gotta get off because I gotta.
LJ's ducking me.
Morning. Emmons, we will play tomorrow.
I know. I'm gonna be 0-1. I'm gonna be 0-1. It's okay.
But
hey, if it's any consolation, Emmons, I have to play the CPU week one, so.
I would rather play the CPU week one than I play LJ. I would rather than I play LJ, Levi, and then Poog. So,
I mean, if it's any consolation, I'd rather play you than the CPU because I like those guaranteed wins.
We play this year, buddy, and I actually have a team this time, unlike my 76 overall Browns and my 78 overall Texans.
I'll be the one with the 78 overall team this time.
I can't believe all the catches and traffics you got with that Jaguars team.
Oh no, I don't disagree. I still think that was total BS. But I am not looking forward to this season in Oasis after missing that draft and taking a quarterback in the first round when I needed anything other than a quarterback. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this kid now. Like, no one wants my better player because everyone sees 84 speed. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with him. I finally got my mobile QB that I want, but it was the year after I drafted a superstar development quarterback.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us. But anyways, it's been great. Of course, we'll be back next week.
Cowboy Long Neck will have to carry the load.
We'll be next week. We'll be back, and I will have the power rankings out tomorrow. I can't guarantee a time, but they will be out tomorrow.
LJB slacking. We're all used to it.
Hey, look, how you do the power rankings then?
All right, let's go right now. I mess with you. You do a great job
for next week.
So I'll take
have
the
5 commission podcast again. Probably not.
No.
But
No.
You never know. Will I crack the top 10? Probably not.
No.
Will men amaze us finally? Probably not.
No.
These are questions I just asked, so you'll have to watch next week to find out.
Next week.
Next time on the next Dragon Ball Z.
What was that? Just see Chad Johnson's. What was that? His tweet about the finals or something like that. It was cracked me up. I can't remember what it was. And then Le'Veon Bell tweeted something out about how LeBron James is the best player ever handle an orange round circular object that goes inside of a net.
That's a but yeah. Y'all have a good night, fellas. Catch y'all on the flip side.
All right.